Today, I'm going to walk you through how to add fringe to a knit scarf. And this can be something that you have knit yourself, or if you have a knit scarf from the store and you want to add some fringe to it. So, what you're going to need is your scarf that you want to add fringe to, some scissors, a yarn needle, and a tape measure. Now, if you don't have a yarn needle, I will show you a trick at the end for how to do this. The first thing you're going to do is count how many stitches, if you don't remember or if you didn't knit it yourself, how many stitches there are across the width of the scarf. Then you're going to measure out however long the fringe that you want to be. I am going to measure each piece to 14 inches. And then however many stitches you had across your scarf, you're going to cut that many lengths of yarn that are 14 inches or however long you are making your fringe. So for my scarf, I have 25 stitches across, so I'm going to be cutting 25 lengths of yarn for one side. This is going to be about 20 extra yards that you're going to need of yarn. All right, once you have all your yarn, you're going to take one yarn length, fold it in half, and then let go of the side that are two separate tails. You're going to hold the folded over side. If you have a yarn needle, you're going to thread the folded over side into your yarn needle. And then looking at the side that shows very clear, kind of they almost look like V's, or if you're holding it the way I am, they're kind of upside down V's. Kind of wiggle your yarn needle in from the right to the left. Make sure you can see what those two pieces of yarn across look like on your scarf. That's where you're going to insert your yarn. Now, right to left, don't pull it all the way through, but you're just going to get that folded end through and pull it off the yarn needle. And then with your pointer finger and thumb, you're going to pull the two tail sides through the loop and pull tight. Now you're going to repeat the same thing for all the other pieces of yarn that you cut. Thread your needle, work from right to left. You can kind of see where you already inserted the last one, so go to the next one next to it. And through the loop, you're going to pull the two tail sides out and pull it nice and tight. Now I'll show you one more of how to do this with the yarn needle before I show you the trick for if you don't have a yarn needle. So you might want to hold the tail sides of your fringe out of the way, and really by pulling them a little bit, you're going to be able to see which ones you already put the fringe into, and then you're going to work that next one. Now be careful as you're doing this. Try not to pull just one side. Try to keep it going so that the two tails are pretty even. Okay, so if you don't have a yarn needle, you're going to take your folded over end and just kind of use your other hand to pinch and find those two pieces of yarn from that stitch in your left hand. And you're from right to left going to just kind of insert it through, pull it out the other end. This part is easier if your yarn is a little thicker because those stitches are going to be bigger. If your yarn is skinnier, it's going to be a little bit trickier. So you might want to use a yarn needle, but if you don't have one and your yarn is worsted weight or medium weight like mine is, you probably can once you get comfortable seeing what those stitches look like that you're inserting into, you can do this without a yarn needle for sure.